card here for all of you. Hello. So, let's talk about love, right? Such an interesting subject, always a touchy subject. And so I'll have a little vodka tonight. So I'm having a little vodka, and I'm going to talk to you about the 3 different spiritual love connections you can have with a soulmate. Because there are different types of love connections you will experience. So does anybody want to guess what they are? Okay, so this is the card of relationships, love, and coming together. Hey, Vegas. Cheers. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Mary. How's everybody doing this evening? This is such a touchy subject right now for so many people. There is so much going on right now in the universe. In fact, next week is the summer solstice. We are going into Cancer. We're going from Gemini, the mind, into the heart connection, love, Cancer, emotion. Woo! You ready? Hey, Greg. Hey, Greg. Hey, Mary. All right. So I wanted to give everybody a few minutes to log on. I know it usually takes everybody a few minutes to notice that I'm actually live here on Periscope and also Facebook. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 3 types of love connections that you can have, and soulmates. And if you want to talk sacred contracts, we can do that. If you have questions, let me know. I was actually just talking to someone, a new friend, about some interesting things about love tonight. Love is an interesting thing in this physical world, isn't it? Right. Hi, hey Bill. All right, everybody. So, I guess nobody's going to guess anything, so I'll go ahead and start. Hey from Russia. I'm wonderful. I have some vodka, so I'm wonderful. Oh, you should have grabbed some vodka, Elizabeth. Not just wine, but vodka. Way better. How many people are having a drink with me tonight? Okay, we had somebody guess there. Mental, emotional, and physical types of love. Cheers. I'm going to actually associate that with the chakras for you. The chakras. You want to talk past lives? You got to smoke? Awesome. Hey, Ashley. Got some tequila? All right. Hi, Andreas. I was just talking to Andreas. How are you doing, honey? Hi, Laura. Good to see you, honey. Okay, so we'll start with the more animalistic type of love, which is, they're all just as important as the other, right? No one type of love is more important than the other type of love. Okay. Oh, you got Sprite? I have Sprite in my vodka. It's Sprite. It was actually tonic and vodka, and I ran out of tonic, so then I had to put Sprite in there. I was like, I like tonic. I'm not a big Sprite person, but, that's what I had. Yeah? Okay, cool. Spirits, huh? Okay. So we have the 7 chakras, right? And I know most of you know about the chakras, especially if you've been following me. I talk about the chakras a lot. And you have a second chakra here. The second chakra right below the belly button, if you touch that area right there, that is your second chakra. And that second chakra is the area of fertility, the area of sex, the area of reproduction, right? So this area connects with other people in a very physical way. So when you have sex with someone, you connect with them through that chakra. And I have to move forward to see what you're saying, so... I know, right, Andreas? I know. That was so funny that you actually asked me about this before I went live. Yeah, yeah. So the second chakra is when you have sex with someone, you share a lot of energy through that chakra, right? And that chakra is where we create. So this is your creative energy. And if it gets blocked, then your creative energy can get blocked, right? This creative energy is also the area we connect with other people and we connect with our higher selves. So this is that very deep physical connection point. So when I do work with people, like on the other side of the world, right, I actually connect with them. One of the chakras I use is my second chakra because that's their clairsentience. That's where you feel, right, when you do energy work. So this connection, when you connect with someone in a love relationship, this is when you have that great sex, that great chemistry. You feel it, right? You feel the energy, and it just feels like addicting, right? You just get in that person's energy, and you're like, oh my God, this feels so good. And it's a very sexual feeling, right? And that's that creative drive. That's that creation force, right? And that's that second chakra connection, right? So that's the one that that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I love the second chakra. As many of you know, I'm a tantrika. I'm all about clearing and moving those energies down here. And if you want to clear that energy and you want to move that energy and be more sexually attractive, you can do exercises to create more of that physical openness where people will energetically be drawn to you when you move this energy. So what you can do, I know I've shown this a few times, but, oh, thank you, Nicole. Good to see you, honey. I have this camera, like, these cameras are, like, so different. But if you want to, like, move this energy and you really want to enhance your orgasms, and as a male, if you want to not just enhance your orgasms as a male, but you want to be able to prolong and sustain sex with a man or a woman, or if you're a woman and you want to have better, more intense orgasms and have multiple orgasms, you can do some quick exercises. And one of the basic exercises in tantric work to develop this second chakra, become more clairsentient, become more of a channel, so you can do psychic work, and also to connect with people and to open that chakra so you become more in touch with your sexual nature, is to just very simply do this quick exercise where every day do this. It's awesome when you do it every day, okay? So I always do it first thing in the morning and sometimes at night. So you breathe in and you relax and you just press your hips back. And I know I've shown you this, guys, about a month ago I did this, right? But you press your hips back and relax the stomach and you just inhale. And when you exhale, you can go, whoo, right? You want to resonate that sound deep down into your stomach and vibrate, whoo, whoo, like an owl. And when you do that, you thrust your hips forward and you tighten up right above the pelvic area, right above that pelvic bone. Put your hands there where you can feel your pelvic bone, your pelvis. And then right above that is where you tighten up and you go, whoo, and you thrust your hips forward. So it's like a hip roll, right? And you go, whoo, whoo. And that opens and moves that second chakra energy, that sexual energy. And so if you want to have better sex or you want to be more sexually attractive to people, that's a great area to open up and to better connect with people in an intimate way. Because that is where we channel, that is the chakra where we are able to connect with people in a very, very intimate way, because that's the sexual chakra. All right, so then we have the second type of love connection, and this is the heart chakra connection. This is the fourth chakra connection, right? Because love is love is love, right? Love is love, right? There's no difference in love, but there are different types of connections with people that you'll feel. So everybody usually experiences the heart chakra with any type of love, right? But when you're in a relationship, a romantic soulmate relationship with someone, and you have a heart chakra connection with them, a very deep one, you'll have this like just compassion no matter what they do. You'll just feel a compassion for them. You'll feel a deep spiritual connection with this person, and you won't want to lie to them. You won't want to hurt them. And even if they do something bad, you'll still feel a compassion for that person, a very deep spiritual compassion for that person. And one thing I will tell you about this heart chakra connection, I'm going to tell you a horror story about the heart chakra. I've had so many interesting life experiences, and one of them, I'm going to tell you about how you can have a past life connection with someone. Okay. All right. So many years ago, back in, I think it was like 2006 or 7, something like that. It was 10 years ago now. I am a Reiki master. And a Reiki master is I do energy healings, I would attune people and stuff. And when you attune someone to Reiki, you tap the symbols into their body, and then you put your hands on them to activate, and then they put their hands on your back to activate. Now, I had someone come to me. I was not attracted to this man, young man, very young man. I was not attracted to him at all. I had a boyfriend, I was in a relationship, and the guy that came to me, I just didn't find him attractive at all. And it really was not my type, or so I thought. And he comes to my place, and I do a Reiki attunement on him. And I was teaching him energy work. And all of a sudden, he put his hands on my back. And immediately, when he put his hands on my back, I had this feeling just overwhelm me. And I was like, it just like caught me off guard. I didn't even know what to think or feel at that point when that happened. It was just like and I just sat there on the couch. And right when that happened, my boyfriend at the time, he was at work, and we had a relationship that was not very sexual. He had sexual issues and stuff, and it was just a very friendship type of relationship. But oddly, he walked through the door right when the guy was laying his hands on me, and I felt that overwhelm. He walked through the door, and he came home from work because he felt something was wrong. So he comes home from work, and he sees us, and he knows what we're doing. He knows I'm a spiritual person, that I teach this stuff, and I coach people, and I attune people, and all this stuff that I do. It's what I did for a living at the time. And he walks in, and he comes over, he grabs a chair, and he puts it in front of us. He puts the chair in front of us, and he gets in front of us, and he goes, "I think we all need to talk." And I was like, okay. And so the guy that was tuning, he jumped up, and he said, "I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette." And I was like, okay. So he walks outside, and my boyfriend at the time is like, "I felt something weird tonight. What's going on?" I said, "I don't even know." I was like, "I don't know. Like, I'm attuning him, and he lays his hands on me, and then you walked in. Like, I don't know." And I felt this feeling, though, this, like, guilt feeling almost. I was like, this is weird, right? I had been with this guy for, like, 3-4 years at this point, almost 4 years, and I didn't understand this. Now, here's the weird thing. My boyfriend went back to work, and all of a sudden, I felt this attraction to this guy. And I'm like, what's that? That's very strange. That's weird. That doesn't make sense. And then I noticed, as me and him were hanging out over a period of weeks, I felt this heart chakra connection. I felt a tube going from me to him. It was a tube. It felt like a physical tube. And so I just kept going, what the hell is that? And I didn't want to get away from him. I wanted to be around him all the time. It was very strange. And I was like falling in love with him. And I just did not understand this. So this went on for a period of about 2 months. And then finally, I left my boyfriend for him. And it wasn't so bad because my boyfriend actually kind of, in a way, broke it off with me. He said to me, "Come here and talk to me for a second." I come over and he goes, "What kind of love do we have?" Right? And I say, "I don't know," because I felt weird and I didn't really want to hurt his feelings or anything. And he was like, "We have friendship love. We make very good roommates." And I said, "You're right." And so I left him the next day. And then I had been out of touch at this point for about a month. I had been out of touch with that other guy that I was attracted to. We had got out of touch. I was in a relationship, and, we didn't do anything, but it was getting weird, so we stopped talking. And I left my boyfriend, and then I contacted the guy, and I said, "Hey," I said, "we need to talk. Something is here." And he goes, "Yeah, we do." And in that period of 1 month, he wrote a whole book of lyrics, because he's a musician. I'm always with musicians. He wrote a whole book of lyrics about me and us and all this, like, feeling, right? So we date, and we had no sexual connection. It was just a heart chakra connection. And he even asked me, it was a couple of weeks into the dating, And he says, what is this tube between us? And I'm like, I thought it was crazy. You feel that too. And he goes, it's obvious. And I'm just like, wow, right? So about a month later, we break it off, right? It's not working. He was too young for me anyways. He was immature. We broke it off. And about a year or two later, I'm in another relationship, and he becomes friends with my boyfriend. And my boyfriend at the time is a producer. He's a musician. They're working together in the studio and all this stuff. And every time he would come to the studio, I would feel that damn tube between our heart chakras. And I would say, what the fuck? I would just sit there and wonder, what is this? And we would just look at each other like, like, what do we even do? Nobody knows. So, lucky me, I met someone that was able to take this tube out of us. His name is Jim. And Jim is one of my most favorite people in the whole world. He is a Qigong master, a medical Qigong master. And I went to, ironically, right, everything happens for a reason. I ended up in one of his classes that one evening while the guy was at my house studio recording with my new boyfriend. And, this horrible connection feeling is still there 2 years later. And so I go to Jim, and I'm like, we're doing this medical Qigong work, and he's doing this amazing sound healing. And I'm like, Jim, I need to talk to you. I said, you seem to know a lot about energy. I have this heart chakra tube that is going to this guy. I'm like, what is it? He goes, oh. He said, you have a past life connection with him that reconnected. He said, what did you do? I said, well, I did a Reiki attunement on him. He stuck his hands on me, and it happened. And he was like, yes, that can happen. He said, well, I can pull it out of you, or you can do it yourself. He said, you can take, I think it was like a crystal or stone. I can't remember. He said to take something and put your energy into it and then put it into it and like break it. I don't know. He just said some crazy stuff. And I'm like, I can't do that. You just take it out of me and I'll pay you. So I went to his house, and that's where he did his work, in the back of his house in the Big Den area. And I've seen him do some crazy, crazy stuff, you guys. It's amazing. But he pulled it out of me, and it took him a little while, and I felt it. It was crazy to feel like this tube coming out of you. And he had to chase some of what we call leeches, spiritual leeches, out of me. He had to pull them out, and I could feel him, going around and grabbing them, and it hurt. Like it would feel like a pain over here, and just grab it and pull it out, So anyways, heart chakra connections, a lot of times, you got to be careful with past life stuff. A lot of times they're very, very strong connections, especially if it's someone that's a soulmate that you've had very, what's the word? Intense experiences in past lives with, right? And so once he pulled that out of me, though, I went back to the studio that evening, and guess what? It was gone. It was such an amazing relief to have that gone. That tube. It was a tube. It was gone. And I looked at the guy, and I just was like, oh, thank God. And he looked at me, and he just kind of looked like, huh. And that was it. We never talked about it. And it was done. It took a couple of years, but a medical Qigong master was able to relieve that heart chakra connection that was not a very good thing to have. So we have Mary. I dated a guy that was just heart, no sacral. That was the guy I dated a few years ago. And then I dated a guy who was sacral and heart. Yes! Yes, okay. So you can have just one type of love connection with someone, or you can have all three. Now, the third type of love connection is the intellectual love connection. The intellectual connection, right? I had that with the guy that I left for the heart chakra connection. I had an intellectual connection with him. We were all intellect. We could talk for hours. I mean, that's how we ended up in a relationship. He wouldn't even have sex with me because he was a Christian. And he was actually on his way to be a preacher at the time. So he couldn't even have sex with me because he didn't believe that was the right thing to do before marriage. Right? So everything was built on intellect with us. We met, and he was like, and I loved, because at the time I had went through a divorce, and then I was with another guy, and for a few years, and they were, my past relationships at that time were very very sacral, very second chakra, you know, and all of a sudden I met this intellectual guy, and I was telling him, I'm like, you're not going to control me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to have all the friends I want. Don't you ever tell me what to do. I will be done, right? So I told him that, and he said, I like you. He was like, you know, let's go out to have some coffee tonight. And I was like, wow, really? You want to go have coffee tonight? That's weird. You know, I was just dating guys that was just sexual connection usually. And we talked, and that we ended up being great friends. And we still would be friends, but he moved out to Mexico and got married a few years ago, and I haven't heard from him, and nobody really has heard from him since. But, you know, we had a great intellectual relationship. Now, if you can have all three, where you can really talk and get each other and get your sense of humor, right? That's one of the best relationships. I had that recently. Now, here's the thing. You can have all three types of relationships, but it still doesn't work. Now, that's where sacred contracts come in, okay? So now we're going to get into sacred contracts because, yeah, and, you know, and it sucks when you have all three with somebody, but you know it can't work. And as a channel like myself, a psychic, you know, like you read the cards, you know. My last boyfriend here, we were dated about 6 weeks, and it was awesome. We had all three, and we talked about it too. It was amazing. He was very psychic, intuitive himself. He was a Scorpio, and we had this, you know, we had the second chakra connection, we had the heart chakra connection, we had the intellectual connection, and it was so much fun. You know, great. You know, our humor was just the same. Everything was awesome, but the only problem was he had his own issues, and I knew that it wouldn't be a long-term relationship because, you know, it wasn't in our sacred contracts, and as a reader, I knew that. In fact, I knew it off the bat. I knew something would happen between us, but I also knew, this is claircognizance, when you know, you have a knowing. I knew something would happen between us, but it would not be a long-term, like, marriage or anything, right? And I remember my mom saying, hey, because my mom's a psychic too, and I was playing with the cards, and she said, oh, you should pull on you and your new guy, your new lover. And I said, I don't really want to do that. I already know it's not a long-term thing. I don't need to pull on it. And she said, oh, no, just pull some cards. I just want to see it. I was like, okay. So, aw. Yeah, wait until somebody's spiritual. I agree, but even spiritual people can be a mess sometimes. You know, we're all here developing. So I pulled some cards, and it showed that it would not work. You know, I saw that. I'm like, okay, see, you know, and it doesn't look so hot. It doesn't look so good. This guy's kind of, you know, has problems, you know, unfortunately, because we have great connections. And, so, yeah, it didn't work out, and I knew it wouldn't work out, but I was hoping that because we had such an amazing connection, that we could be friends. And we could have been friends if he would have taken the right path. And as a light worker, you know, and as a love interest, I gave him that option. You know, I was like, you can take this path, and I'm giving you the option of this path, and I'm going to help you, or you can take this other path. And I said, if you lie to me, I will know. And then I will have to let you go, and you'll have to go on your own again. And that's what happened. I saw it in the cards. I kept getting the deceptive cards and stuff. And I was like, you're going to deceive me. Don't do it. I'm warning you. Because I do want to help you. I do love you, and I care for you. And we have great connections. And I gave him the option, and then I had to cut it off. So even though sometimes you have the all three under sacred contracts, go with your spirit. Always go with your spirit. No matter what kind of connection you have with someone, go with what your spirit says. Go with what your spirit guides tell you. If you read cards, if you channel, if you meditate, any of those things, you're going to know. You're going to intuitively know the right decisions to love yourself first. Because without loving yourself, you can't really have enough self-respect to be happy in a relationship, right? You gotta love and respect yourself first. Put yourself first, and once you do that, then you can truly love another person, and you can truly help another person, and they can truly help you, right? And no matter if you're like me, where you're trying to help someone, right? Or if you're trying to be in a, you know, a really equal partnership, right? Which is hopefully what I'm going to end up in eventually. But I'm single as well, and it's, you know, for a few reasons I am single, and it's by choice, but, you know, we all have our soulmates, and I have had many, many soulmates, and we all have many, many soulmates, and it depends on people's choices as to what happens. We have free will. It is degreeable free will. It's not full-on free will because we are under contracts. And so let's say that right now you're in a relationship. There's contracts in that relationship, spiritual contracts from the other side that you've made or that they've made with spirit that you might not even really necessarily know about that well, right? That you have learning points. They have learning points, right? And sometimes you have to just let people go no matter how much you love them. I've had to do that myself. And you have to let people, you know, just do what they need to do and to connect with people in a way that you can put yourself first. Respect yourself. That's so important. Always respect yourself. And if I didn't have so much respect and love for myself, I would still be with my last boyfriend because the connections. Because yes, all three connections were there, you know, and it's hard to let go of somebody that you have certain connections with, deep connections with. But when you love yourself enough, you'll have enough self-respect to know when to cut things off, to love yourself enough to be happy. Because ultimately, you won't be happy with someone that does not love themselves enough that they can respect you. All right? So what questions do you have? Let me see what we have going on. Tanya, I believe my twin's dad is my soulmate from past life, and I believe you have a lot of past lives together. Yeah. And the best part is when somebody lies and you can feel that or felt it before. Yes, absolutely. When I am deeply connected with someone, heart chakra, I will have an anxiety attack when they lie to me or cheat on me or anything. I know immediately. Now, this last guy, we were together 6 weeks. I mean, that wasn't, and I knew it wasn't long term, so I didn't fully let my heart chakra connect to him or anything like that. Like, I knew that this was just a short term and that, you know, it is what it is, right? And so, yeah, I didn't have the anxiety attacks, but I felt when he was doing something wrong that last week of our relationship. But when I've been in other relationships that I was very, very deeply involved in, and I've been cheated on quite a few times, because people, unfortunately, cheat a lot. You know, especially when they're unevolved or they're in still development, you know, at a lower development level. So anyways, you know, I had anxiety, and I would know, and it happened with one of my boyfriends about, I think that was 2011 it first happened when I started having the anxiety attacks. And at first I didn't understand. I was like, why am I having an anxiety attack? Something's wrong with him. And so I called him, and I'm like, this is weird. Why isn't he answering the phone? And then I found out he was cheating on me at the time. So then my next boyfriend, we started dating, and he wanted this relationship, Scorpio, right? You know, always Scorpio. They're like, oh, I'm going to have a relationship. And I'm like, wait. And they're like, no, we have a relationship. Okay, well, don't cheat on me then. And then they cheat, you know. But, you know, it's not all Scorpios. It's just the ones that I've dated. So they cheated, and this one a few years ago, he cheated on me, and I immediately knew. Like, he started cheating on me. I was like, oh, he's cheating on me right now. I feel it. Oh my God. I'm going to kill him. Oh, that hurts. You know, so I start calling him and texting him. I know you're cheating on me right now. Who are you with? And sure enough, I contacted the girl because I'm extremely open, extremely confrontational, like not in a negative way though. I just contacted the girl when I found out about a month later because I knew, and I kept telling him, I know you cheated on me. And so I contacted the girl because I found out, and I said, hey, when was the last time you had sex with my boyfriend? And she said the date, and it was the date that I had the panic attack. And I went, thank you. You know, I said, I knew that at that time, and me and her became friends. And we're still friends, actually, you know. And I've had things like that happen to me a few times where a guy would cheat on me, and the girl, I would immediately contact her, and we'd become friends. And I'm like, hey, you know, and when a girl is very honest and open and like me, then I'll connect with them and say, hey, You know, hey, this guy, he's, you know, this is what he's doing. So, and they're like, oh yeah, this is what he's doing. And we'll talk about it. We'll become friends. And I love and respect people like that. People that can be open, honest, and not hide things, you know. And it's unfortunate that people lie, you know, and hurt and deceive people still today. And that's first chakra issues. First chakra issues are when you lie to yourself and deceive yourself. You're lying to other people and deceiving other people. Causes major self-esteem and self-worth issues. You know, first chakra issues are fear issues. Major fear issues. A lot of times people that have addictive personalities, they do a lot of drugs and alcohol and stuff, they have first chakra issues. It's fear. They have a lot of fear, and that's why they do that. Usually a lot of trauma has happened to them. And, you know, being a light worker, that's what I attract. So, yeah. Someone, you meet them in this life, there's this feeling or energy around that person that pulls you in, and you just know you know them. Yeah, absolutely, yes. We knew each other from a past life, my ex says. Yeah. And, you know, some of our connections to people... Oh, what is a light worker? Oh, you must be new. Hello. So a light worker is someone that is a healer, someone that shares their light. Some people call them earth angels, where we come in and we share our light with other people, and we help people heal. And, you know, we try to better the world. So that's a light worker. Yeah. You can call a light worker a healer. Sometimes people just say healer. I like the term light worker because I feel that my work, you know, I'm sharing my light. And I do a lot of psychic work, a lot of development with people, and I do share my energy with people. So when I share my energy with people, and that's why I get some of the traumatic boyfriends that I do, because they even say to me when they get with me, they say, I want some of your strength. I want some of your light. You know, it's like addictive. And it just feels so good and safe, you know. And that's the light worker that I've developed, you know, within me. How do I feel about the earth being flat? Well, I think that anything is possible, but that's not probable. I did a bunch of research on that myself, actually. Yeah, less drama, the better. I agree. But you know what? We're here on Earth, and we love our dramas. We really do. And you know, it's funny because I like to live alone because it is less drama, or with a boyfriend, a lover, you know. But less drama is better. I totally agree with you. But being in this world, it is a drama. It is a play. It's the play of life, you know. And so we do love our own dramas. We really do. I have such a love for gentlemen. We have a special connection. I wonder if he is my soulmate. He has a special lady, but he's always come back to me. Oh, no, Carol. That sounds bad. Do you demonstrate pulling cards? Yeah, I do. I do that on Monday night. Carol, you have a special connection with somebody that's in a relationship? Yeah, that's a big red flag, honey. Just know that if they are in a relationship and they're seeing you or anything, like stay away from them. Or they come back when they break up with the person. They sound a little wishy-washy if they're doing that. Yeah, just be careful. That's a red flag. Watch for red flags with relationships. You know, I went to school to be a marriage counselor. I really wanted to be a marriage counselor. And now I'm a tantrika. And, you know, I went to school for psychology and communication. And I do a lot of love counseling with people. And I really want to get more into, I think, doing workshops with people about love and do more videos on love and stuff. Because it's such, I mean, to me, it is everything. You know, like I was saying last week, home is the heart. Home is love, you know. It's not a place. But I don't always allow other to, yeah, just, oh yeah, Andres. I totally agree, Andres. You don't want to let other people destroy you, and that's why it's wonderful to be a channel and a psychic and to read cards, because you know it's coming, right? I do so much intuitive work that I know. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that this last boyfriend, that it was a short-term thing and that we'd have this great connection and stuff, but it would not last. And it's good to know that sometimes, because then you don't get your hopes up so much. Yeah, if he leaves you for someone else, then don't take him back. Yeah. If somebody leaves you for somebody else, that's a very, very bad sign. I wouldn't suggest taking someone back that leaves you for someone else. You might want to get a reading with me. I do readings. I do personal readings. I do 30-minute readings for $47. Or if you just have a question, I can do that for $15. It does take, as a light worker, it does take our etheric energy. We have to actually use our essence to tap in for you, and it does require spiritual energy, so we have to download more energy from our soul on the other side to do work. So do know that we do charge for personal readings because we use so much of our essence to do that. As an oracle. Yeah. Can you please do a reading on me? I've been single all my life and I want to see when I can find that. Absolutely. Yeah. All you have to do is contact me on Facebook. You can contact me on Brandy Joy TV. That's my Facebook page. Or you can even just go to brandyjoy.com and you can book a reading with me on there. Just message me on there. Have a little reading form. And you can choose your type of reading. I do past life regressions. I do oracle readings, meaning psychic readings for 30 minutes where we spend 30 minutes. And I pull cards for you on all the things you want to know. And it's like a full-on counseling section that is also psychic work. So, yeah. Yep, brandyjoy.com. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, we all need readings right now. I'll tell you, there's a lot going on with the universal energies right now. There's so much Saturn energy. There's so much Neptunian energy. And Saturn is karma. And it's like the authority. So a lot of people are feeling rebellious towards authority or being told what to do. And then we have the Neptunian energy. Neptunian energy is alcohol and drugs, escapism, anything to do with psychic energy, anything to do with, just escaping, really. So it could be addictions, escapism, very Pisces type of energy. Illusions, delusions, tripping out on your melatonin, your DMT. Can you tell me how I can find the one, how it can come sooner? Well, first of all, if you're looking for love, are you putting yourself out there? There's some important basic points when it comes to finding relationships. You can find a lover any day of the week, no matter who you are. Because there's always so many people looking, right? You can literally, go out and find someone today if you wanted to. You might not be exactly happy with the type of connection that you have with that person, but if you want something right now, you can get it. The best thing to do is self-development work and put yourself out there in a very presentable, best way and find the right person. Now, one thing you want to do is you always want to work on your health and how you are presenting yourself, verbally and non-verbally. Always, when you go out anywhere, you should always make sure that you look your best. If you're looking for love, always look your best. You're going to present yourself in your best way. If you're going to the grocery store, if you're going to the doctor's appointment, you never know who you're going to run into. And always think about it that way if you're looking for love. Always think, okay, I need to put myself together before I go out, before I go do something. I need to look my best after I get up, put myself together and put myself out there. If you want to communicate better, go to Toastmasters. It's a nonprofit group. Toastmasters is wonderful. Helped me tremendously become a better speaker. Toastmasters International is a communication nonprofit organization. There's clubs on every corner of the street because there's so many people that are there by requirement of their workplace to go and to learn to speak better. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to speak better. You learn how to present yourself better. So if you are working on communication skills, go to Toastmasters, and they're everywhere, international. Okay? And then if you want to work on maybe the way you look, watch some YouTube videos on what you want to do. How to dress better, how to do makeup better, whatever it might be, hair better. So you want to present yourself in the best way. That's one of the big things. And also, there's a wonderful book that I actually make all of my students read at the university. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's the classic from the 1930s on communication and understanding people and networking. So it actually works in marriage and relationships, but it also works when you're out doing sales or networking or at a party. So it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And it is wonderful for self-development. It is wonderful. I have it laying around here somewhere. I always have a copy, and you know, I think it's the classic that everybody should read. So if you're trying to, you know, network or get out there and meet people and stuff, great book. Yeah. Hi there. So I hear people here asking me about Aries, Capricorn, asking me about signs now. Well, okay, so it's very simple actually. Fire and air go well together, and earth and water go well together. So if you're a water sign like Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, you go well with Pisces and Cancer and Scorpio. Or you also go well with earth signs like Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. If you're a fire sign, you go well with the air signs and also fire signs. Or if you're air sign, you go with air signs and fire signs. So you want to stick in those elements. Okay, so fire is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. And they go well with each other, but also with the air signs. And the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So stick to those, and you'll be much happier. If you start mixing, it gets a little tense. Like, for instance, I'm a Cancer. I've dated a few Aries. And I always knew every time I was like, I'm going to date an Aries. All right, I'm going to try this out. We'll see. Square, it's really bad. And I'm always like, yeah, I can make this work. Oh, no, we try to kill each other. Like, you don't usually want to mix the elements like that. You don't want to mix usually a water sign with a fire sign. You know, because water puts out fire. Right? Does not play well together. If you're an air sign. Right? Think about that. Air goes great with fire because air makes fire go more, right? They play well together. Earth, well, earth and fire don't go well together because earth puts out fire. So I have a lot of earth and a lot of water in my chart. I have all the elements, but I'm primarily earth and water. Mud. So you don't want to put me with fire or air. Now, talking or, you know, friendship and even working a lot of times, yeah, but not in love, right? Not in love. Because you just don't understand each other well enough when you're such a different element, right? So the elements are very, very important in relationships. Ida says moon, sun, or rising. Well, I'm primarily talking sun here, but other aspects come into play as well, especially with moon, with the ascendant, the rising sign, also with Mars and Venus. There's all these little things. You know, you got to look at the whole charts to really get a good reading. I remember, see, I have my descendant as Cancer. So even though I'm a Cancer, my descendant is a Cancer too, which means that my first marriage partner was a Cancer. And my second almost marriage partner, we were engaged, was a Cancer. And then my third relationship was a Cancer, you know, because my descendant is Cancer, so I attract Cancers. But if you look up in your 8th house, you can see your second, like, type of soulmate, which mine is Leo Scorpio. Right? You can see the sign, and then you also have to think about the house, right? So, yeah. Anyways. Try to look at your chart a little bit more than just the sun sign to get a better reading. However, the sun signs are very important because those are your major temperaments. And if your temperament is earth, you're not going to play too well with fire, you know, but you will do really well with water. Yeah, Ida. What does earth go with? Water. Earth and water. Yeah, I do chakra stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'm a tantrika, so I actually am a tantric yogi, and I specialize in chakra work. Yes, I teach chakra work. birth chart. Do these rules apply to those areas? Maybe two people's rising signs don't mix, but everything else does. Yeah, that's possible, Kelly. Yeah. Gaia. Yeah, Gaia's cool. It can be a little bit conspiracy, but yeah, it's cool. Kelly, so when putting together aspects of the birth chart, do these rules apply to those areas? Maybe two people's rising signs don't mix. Yeah, okay, so I remember my ex-fiance. He was a Cancer, like myself, and we make the best of friends. But as lovers, it didn't work out, and it's funny because I went to a big astrology conference, and I remember about 60 astrologers in the room looked at our charts together because we were all practicing synthesizing the charts. And all of them went, no! Because they saw the aspects in our charts. So the aspects and everything that come into play in your charts are much more important than just your sun sign. Because the sun signs, you can work together. Like two Cancers can, you can work together. It depends on the rest of your chart, though. Past life regression. I am a professional regressionist. Yes, I do that for a living. If you'd like a past life regression, I do them over the internet as well on Skype. So you can hit me up on Brandy Joy TV on Facebook, or you can go to my website at brandyjoy.com. I have videos on past life regression as well. Yeah. So, sacred contracts. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sacred contracts are a big part of our lives. And that's why sometimes, you'll have a really hard lesson with somebody. They might leave you at a certain time. Or, there's just so many sacred contracts. But definitely love sacred contracts are the hardest to deal with. My Facebook page is Brandy Joy TV. Brandy Joy TV. Yeah. Oh, cool, Elizabeth. You're over in Daytona, yeah. Yeah, and I do it on Skype or in person. Yes. When I do a past life regression with you, I typically get you into 3 past lives. It takes about an hour and a half. Free, no. No, past life regression is $149. I'm one of the more affordable regressionists. Most regressionists are about $250 to $350. All right, any questions about love that I can answer for all of you? Anything you want to talk about? Any questions? Do I go to Miami? No, I don't go to Miami. Any book recommendations? Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, I was showing that book a couple of weeks ago when I was on. It was a week or two ago. It was Michael Newton's books. How can I get love? Brandy Joy. No, it's not Joyce. It's Brandy Joy. Just go to my website, Brandy Joy. It takes about an hour and a half. How can you tune? Well, sound healing work or Reiki. Well, do you have any specific questions about soul contracts, Mary? What can I tell you about soul contracts? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let me know. Are you guaranteed to meet your true soulmate? Now, here's the thing. You have lots of soulmates. Lots of soulmates because we operate in soul groups. So if you're saying your life partner, everybody's different. Not everybody has necessarily a life partner, Sometimes it's by choice. There is a lot of free will, and it depends on the choices that people make. Like my soulmate, my life partner, is not with me right now. Rebecca, I'll answer that in just a second, actually. Twin flame. So my soulmate, he ran off. He suffered a lot of trauma, and my life partner is, kind of lost right now, and I don't know if he'll come back or not. He's supposed to, but it's not guaranteed because we have free will, and if he stays stuck, then You know, I might never see him again in this lifetime. You know, and that's just how it is sometimes, you know. And we have to come back sometimes and do it all over again. You know, if we skip steps, we don't complete something we were supposed to complete. So there's no guarantees in life. And life is, you know, it's really so short, you know, and so we come here and we have this experience, and then we come back and we have this other, and then more experience and more experience. And it's just this ongoing thing. It's reincarnation, you know. Yeah, Mary, I'm not sure. But Rebecca, you asked me about abuse. You know, I haven't really worked with abuse victims too much. I would suggest that you work with someone that does deep memory processing. So it's called deep memory processing. And there is a woman over here in Sarasota, Florida. I don't know where you're located, but she travels around the world doing this stuff, and she is wonderful. So get in contact with me if you'd like her information. Also, with abuse, you want to do tantric work. Tantric work is very, very healing for trauma. Because what happens under trauma is that your chakras, your lower chakras, get very, very stagnant, very blocked. A lot of fear, a lot of stagnation in your connection ability, and everything gets blocked up. And it might take you years to heal that, but you can totally heal that through tantric work. You know, and I have my tantric sequence on my page if you ever want to try that out. But I strongly, strongly urge you to do the tantric work. That's supposed to be the most healing and the deep memory processing for abuse. Yeah. Oh, good, Rebecca. That's wonderful. I'm glad you're doing the chakra work. That's very, very healing, and it's very important for abuse. Absolutely. And, you know, there's all these different levels of abuse and trauma that we all suffer. And everybody has it very different in this life, depending on their soul contracts and everything, and depending on how evil some people are to them, you know. And it's very, very sad, and it's sick that there's so many people out there that are abusing people and hurting people, but, you know, sometimes it's even under contract. So just know that there are ways to heal and to develop and to free your soul from that trauma. Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, the sacral, the lower chakras are very hard to open up, you know. Oh, wonderful, Tanya. I'm so glad you're doing my videos every day. That's wonderful. If you ever have questions, please let me know. Oh, awesome, Rebecca. That's wonderful. Keep doing it every single day. And it, you know, do you follow Teal Swan? Because Teal Swan, she specializes in abuse victims, and she's very similar to me with the background in psychology and also the spiritual work. She actually just came out with a book this past year, and I wanted my ex-boyfriend, I wanted him to get it because it was all about surviving trauma and how to heal yourself. So check out Teal Swan if you don't follow her. Yeah. Any last questions, you guys? Anything about love, connections? Oh, awesome, Rebecca. Yeah. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, good. Yes, do it in your morning ritual. I do it first thing in the morning. For Kelly, what are some tools for sound healing besides Tibetan singing bowls? The sound healing work that I do is the tantric work. I do my own sound healing work. So I will vibrate for a while in the morning. I do sound resonance healing work on myself. And all that requires is your voice. What happened with my boyfriend? Which one? I have so many. I usually have 3 or 4 a year. The one I was talking about with trauma, there's been quite a few. But the one, the life partner, he ran off. I got him sober, and he couldn't deal with trying to sober up. He wasn't ready. because he wasn't ready to deal with the trauma. And they were trying to, the counselor couldn't get him stable, unfortunately. And instead of going forward and keep going forward, he went backwards. And I'm hoping that he's going to eventually move forward again, but you can't make anybody move forward, you know. So sound healing work, though, like the ooh that I was teaching you guys earlier, ooh, right? And also when I teach you guys how to breathe in and pull energy up, and then you right? That resonance will heal your chakras and open and move your chakras. That's chakra clearing work. So that's what I do. It's the most effective. Can I help you? Yeah, thank you, Mary. Any last questions, you guys? Anything specific? You're having relationship problems with your boyfriend? Well, I do readings if you'd like a personal reading. I also do forecasts if you'd like a free general reading on Monday nights. You can actually watch my video from Monday night on brandyjoy.com, and you can pick a card and then get some advice. That's cute. Oh, thank you. I hope that helped you all. If anybody would like a reading, I do personal readings for 30 minutes. Spend 30 minutes together on Skype, and they're only $47. Way cheaper than going to a psychologist once a week. Thank you, Greg. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for your light. Namaste, too. So, all right, everybody. Well, if that's all your questions, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope that gave you some good insight into love. Oh, thank you, Nicole. You were a toughie, too. Love you, Nicole. Love you all. Love you, Greg. Love you, Mary. Love you, Kevin. Love you all. Oh, some of my followers like Thomas and Gabriel aren't on right now. It's weird. I think Bill even logged off. Love and light to you, Tanya. Thank you. Oh, love you, Lori. Nicole, you're awesome. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, I might actually go out for a little while. I think I might go out drinking. My friend Eugene, he's an awesome musician. He's been around here since the 80s over in Orlando, and I love going out and dancing to his music. He sings old soul and rhythm and blues. Yeah, I know you were kidding. I'm a big smart ass too, so I don't take things literally. Thank you, Ida. Love you, honey. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. Awesome. Namaste to you. I think I'm going to go out and dance for a little while before I go to bed. I've had a stressful day. I've had a stressful life. And that's what we do as light workers, right? We have stressful lives so we can help other people with all their problems. Give me more problems so I can help other people with theirs. More, please. Oh, hey, Bill, there you are. I thought you were on Periscope. You're on Facebook. Okay, that's why. Because I can see you on Periscope. I can't see you on Facebook. Oh, awesome, Elizabeth. I would love that. That would be great. Anytime. Somebody says I look short. I am. I'm only 5'4". Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you for joining. So good to have you on. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you go. I was having fun chatting with you about love, though. I had Andreas asked me some good questions about love earlier. I'll have to do another video on some different stuff. So, yeah. No Periscope tonight. You're 5 foot. Elizabeth is shorter than me. Not many people are shorter than me. Oh, thanks, Nicole. Wish you were here. Wish you were here, Nicole. She's up in Boston. Thanks, Lori. Is it warm up there yet, Nicole? Good night, Tanya. Thanks for joining. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's boy, I think it said. Oh, wow. You're 5 foot as well, Nicole. I'm taller than all of you. You're in Boston, Lori. Oh, wow. That's where my ex ran off to. The one that, that's my life partner that, you know, decided to go the other way. Night. Night, Andrea. Thank you. Good to see you. Oh, wow. Oh, it's nice weather up there. That's cool. You're 4'5". Hey, somebody's shorter than now. Over here. Everybody's short in here. We're all short. Rebecca's 5 foot. You're ready to run to Florida? I love Florida. I hate the politics here, but I'm not doing readings right now, and I don't read for free. I do weekly forecasts on Monday nights, though, if you'd like to pick a card. But it takes a lot of etheric energy to read for people, a lot of my essence and light. So I can't just read for free. Yeah, I love Florida because there's always so much to do here in Central Florida. Beautiful weather all the time. Lots of mosquitoes, though. But, you know, you got to sacrifice some things. It is expensive to live here, and you don't get paid very well here. But, you know, it's fun. There's always, I mean, you can just go, I can just hop in an Uber and pay $5 and go downtown and go dance all night, you know. You're too hot in Florida. I love the heat. I'm from here, so this is wonderful for me. I love tropical weather. You're cute, Tiffany. Lots of snakes? Not really. Not a lot of snakes. There's alligators. There's a lot of wildlife, but not a whole lot of snakes here. They're more up north, more in like Georgia and stuff. I wouldn't say there's a lot of snakes here. There's a lot of alligators, though. I like to go look at alligators. You go kayaking down the springs over here, and you can practically pet the alligators. They'll float around your kayak. Yeah. Yeah, lots of birds. Whole lot of birds. And deer. A lot of deer. I like Florida. It's always great weather. And there's always something to do. So, I love that. Alligators are fine. When you're swimming next to them, though, it can get a little intense. I remember me and Kai Pacho were floating down the stream a couple years ago, and he was splashing me in the tube, and I was like, there's an alligator next to you, and he's like, oh, ha, you're trying to fake me out. And I'm like, no, I'm really not. There's an alligator next to you. And he looked, he goes, oh. Oh, cool, Lori. Awesome. So, are you here, Lori? Are you here in town? I love dancing all night, too. I don't love these thoughts. I don't understand that. Are you talking about your mind? Hey, Tara. Oh, my goodness. One of my favorite people. Oh, okay, Lori. You got to get down here, right? I was just wrapping up with everybody, just kind of, you know, talking. So, but if you missed it, if you're just logging on, if you missed it, watch the replay. I went over the 3 types of love connections, soulmates, and soul contracts, and all that fun stuff. Even told a horror story about heart chakra connection. A couple of them, actually. So, thanks for joining, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night. I will see you on Monday night for the Pick a Card, your weekly tarot forecast, on Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. So, cheers to all of you, and I will see you Monday. Bye for now. That's right, Lori. You said you're in Boston, too. Hey, Morgan. That's awesome. Yeah, y'all should drive down. Lori and Nicole, jump in the car, drive down, and go dancing with me tonight. Because I'm going dancing, because I love to dance. I'm always out dancing. So, and I need some lady friends, because I have like 2 lady friends here. and they're always tired or busy. So I go out by myself. So that's what I'm doing. I go out by myself. But it's kind of fun because I meet boys. So. Bye for now, everybody. I will talk to y'all later. And Snapchat me if you want. Bye for now.